I think the thing for me is these cycles, they repeat. And people say, history doesn't repeat, it rhymes. No, cycles actually repeat. And so every 4 years, we have this, up and down cycle of crypto winter and crypto spring, crypto summer, and crypto fall. And, we had a really bad crypto winter. And now we're kind of in that crypto spring where it's kind of choppy and not making any progress. And sometime early next year, we'll end up back in crypto summer as we anticipate the next halving in early 2024. And I think then it could get exciting again. But boy, in the interim, it's going to be tough.
In an interview with Trader Summit, Mark Yusko, founder and CIO of Morgan Creek Capital Management, shared his belief that now is the time to be buying Bitcoin and crypto, as he believes going into 2023 is the birth of a new bull cycle as we exit the crypto winter of 2022. Yusko also believes that we have now seen the bottom of markets following the FTX collapse and are now in the crypto spring. A crypto spring is characterized as the price bouncing around, not hitting a new low, but also not having any sustainable upwards price action. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where Yusko breaks down why he believes crypto is inevitable as capital flows from baby boomers to younger generations, and why he believes the 4-year cycle is still completely intact. Also, only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed. If you enjoy finance content, consider subscribing or liking the video. It's free and you can always change your mind.
Look, you bring up the great analogy and comp, right? Which is 2000 to 2002. And it was exactly like we're going through today. And it was the result of this long-term trend in technology. So technology evolves over a 14-year cycle. Why it's 14 years has to do with kind of the creative class being young people, and it's half a generation. But it's, 1954 was the mainframe, then 68 was the microchip, then 82 was the personal computer, 96 was the internet, 2010 was the mobile net, and 2024, still coming, is the truth net or the blockchain era. And what happened from 96 to 00 was you had this internet thing get created. And people were like, oh, it'll never be more important than the fax machine, according to Paul Krugman. And it's a fad and it'll pass. And the newspapers said it was terrible. And all these companies like Netflix and Amazon, they were horrible. But you had this bull market from 96 to 00. And then we had a crash. And that crash, right, it killed off all the bad stuff. Right? And it was necessary. And so 90% of the bad stuff went away. The art.com, art technology groups, right? They were the company that helped you turn your company into .com. No value, just change the name to .com and the stock price went up. And there was a thing called Digital Island, which was a little hosting business out in Hawaii. And that was replaced with subsea cables. And so there were a lot of things that needed to go away because we got in a bubble, right? Up to the point recently, the worst bubble in history. When was the right time to sell it? Well, not then. That was time to buy, but everybody was running away. And so inevitably we get these cycles, and just like in crypto, so crypto is here to stay, right? Blockchain technology is the next operating system for the Internet of Value. So you and I are using voice over Internet protocol right now to talk and video over Internet protocol. And the incumbents hated that, right? They tried to pass a law in 1996, 97 to stop voice over IP. The telephone companies paid regulators to try to pass a bill. And similar what's happening today is the regulators are saying, oh, we got to clamp down on this and all this bad malfeasance. I'm like, how many banks have failed since 1987? A lot, like hundreds and hundreds. How about the global financial crisis? Was that pretty bad? Yeah. Did we stop using banks? No. Did we stop transferring money between banks? No. Did we stop investing in the stock market because it went down a lot? No. So this idea that suddenly this technology is going to go away is silly. Now, are the regulators going to try to beat it down because the incumbents want it to stop, right? The banks are being displaced by blockchain the same way that media and commerce was displaced by the internet. Because if you think about the internet, what is the internet? It made information ubiquitous. It made information bidirectional for the first time. So what blockchain does is it replaces trust with truth. So if I want to send you money today, you have to have a bank account, I have to have a bank account, I send you the money, and they charge a fee. Well, wait a second. Why do we trust them, right? I have this recurring nightmare, Blake. I go to the ATM, I punch in my code, and it says zero. Like, how would I prove it's not zero? I don't have any statements. I haven't had a statement in 10 years. And it's their word against mine. They're bigger, more trustworthy, right? So people say Mark has no money. So I send you the money and there's no money there. Bank of America took it. So, and I'm not saying they did take it, but they could. So with blockchain and Bitcoin in particular, right? I have a Bitcoin. The network says thumbs up, Mark has a Bitcoin. Okay. No banks, no third parties, just the network, the algorithm. Okay. I send it to you. You've got it. Network says, yep, that happened. Okay. Now you've got it. It's Blake's irreversible, immutable, permanent truth. It's truth that Bitcoin went from me to you. And it's on a public ledger, immutable record for everyone to see forever and ever. I can't take it back. I can't say, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, Blake fooled me, whatever. That transaction happened. And so by replacing trust with truth, we take $7 trillion. $7 trillion. That's a big number, right? $7 trillion of waste that goes into bank fees, overdraft fees, transfer fees, custodial fees, accounting fees, auditing fees. So all of this goes to saying, what do we like? We like infrastructure, right? We like the exchanges. We like the software. We like the tools. So we have a fund that invests in the companies, right? So we've invested in 70 different companies. The most exciting one right now is actually a physical hardware company called Ledger. And they make, I believe, the iPhone of the TruthNet, which is they make a wallet, a hardware wallet that will allow you to store your crypto securely. And they custody 20% of all the crypto in the world. Great company out of France. And they just released a version that looks and feels like an iPhone. So if you think about the browser made the internet ubiquitous. Before the browser, the internet was a pain in the neck. Remember the AOL, the kind of dial-up modem, just horrible experience. And then this came along in 2007, and people said, I'm not paying $500 for a phone, and stock price went down 40% in a week. Apple went down 40% because people said, I will never own a smartphone. Well, yes, now you own 2 smartphones and you don't pay $500, you pay $1,500. So the key is that functionality is what everybody demands. And the same thing with a hardware wallet, you're going to want to have pure security of this because they are bearer assets, which is one unique thing about crypto. It's a little bit back to the future in terms of coins and currencies and bearer assets. So they got to be safer. So you can't do it on a phone which can be hacked and SIM swapped and steal all your crypto. So this browser moment of, I think, Ledger announcing their new thing called the stacks, I think is pretty cool. So lastly, I'll say that still pretty excited about Bitcoin. It's the future of money. It is a better form of money. Money is an asset that exists in the absence of a liability. Gold is the only money in the world. Everything else is credit. It's currency. It's backed by debt. And we're going to see how bad that is going forward in the next couple of years as debt prices get whacked because of interest rates. And so ultimately, Bitcoin is a better form of gold, digital gold, because it's lighter weight and easier. So that portability, that lightweight, and ultimately central banks will own it the same way they own gold, and it will be the base layer of money. What am I thinking of? FTP, file transfer protocol, and allows you to transfer files. Then you have HTTP for websites, SMTP for email, and www. That ties it all together. In the future, there's 3 possible futures, Blake. One is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the base layer, like TCP/IP. Then there's Lightning on top of that. Then there's L3, L4, and something on top, and it all is Bitcoin. Certainly possible. One blockchain to rule the world. Certainly possible. Or we have Bitcoin as a base, Filecoin to transfer files and store files. Then we have something in the middle, like Cosmos or Polkadot or Avalanche or Solana in the middle, and then www. Which is Ethereum. Or the third kind of mental model is a bunch of L1s, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, with bridges across them so that you can transfer value seamlessly and easily. So again, long answer, but it's the most exciting technology I've seen in my career. It's the greatest wealth creation opportunity I think I will see in my lifetime. And we're just getting started. And yes, this FTX thing is a setback, but it's not as bad as Mt. Gox in 2014, right? When there was basically one go-to exchange and it went down. Now we have 500 exchanges. these guys lied, right? They committed fraud and they stole $9 billion. Okay, but $9 billion out of $1 trillion? I hate to say that $9 billion is not a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money. Compared to what happened in the global financial crisis, hundreds of billions, in fact, trillions of dollars vaporized, stolen, that was way worse, way worse. So we're at this interesting inflection point.